Today I'm going to talk about the sacrament of confession or reconciliation in the Catholic Church, and this is also found in other religions as well. Basically, the idea of confessing your sins or talking about things that you don't normally talk about to somebody in a position of authority. And I think of all the sacraments, I'm not sure that I would want to say it's the worst sacrament, but it has a lot of sinister implications for how a cult controls people. So basically what happens when you go to confession is you essentially I mean, for kids it's like usually just trivial stuff, but like, you think, oh, I've been a bad person, oh, I've, had these thoughts, oh, and then, I mean, I think as adults it can get a lot more serious, especially if you start to get specific on some of the sins of the flesh and talk about that kind of thing. Because essentially confession, it's just a form of, it's not that they're actually blackmailing you, it's that it can be used for blackmail purposes. And so basically once people have a lot of information on you, it can be used against you. Even though they don't, and even though they're not supposed to. It's not necessarily that big of a deal for a laity person in the Catholic Church, but I know there's been a lot, in terms of the hierarchy of the church, in terms of that's basically how the priests, all have their own, confessors, and so they have a lot of dirt on, people, and that's essentially how they gain power over them, because you're like, well, you wouldn't want that revealed now, would you? And then they can just basically make them do whatever because, now we've got dirt on you, so if that comes out, that would, like, seriously damage your reputation. So, they don't have to say that. They don't even have to do that. It's just, like, they know that, so then they can use it to basically control people. And that's essentially the purpose of confession, is to make you. And then the other thing with confession, besides it's not even that they're blackmailing people, it's that you're giving information to somebody, and then when you give information to a person about yourself, you feel a sense of intimacy with them. But in like the sacrament of reconciliation or confession, the other side is not giving you any information on themselves, so it's not like a friendship or something. So because you're giving them the information, then they have power over you. So there's a power imbalance in that relationship, and that is how the cult hierarchy makes you feel your position of being underneath them. So in the one sense, like, confession feels really good because, I've certainly gone to confession, and, I've done some other types of confessions, and, it feels really good to get that off your chest, that here is somebody I can talk to about this stuff, and they're not really gonna, like, gossip about it or tell my other friends or anything. And so it's like a sense of a sense of safety with that person. But I think at the same time, when you tell somebody this stuff, you're like putting them in a position over you, in authority. So then just you can end up deferring to them on things just because you've kind of set yourself up for that. So I think this starts like with parents, you know, young kids, they tell their parents everything, and as you get older, hopefully you get wiser and you realize, you know, I think especially as a teenager, you know, like, no, my mom doesn't really need to know that. No, that would just upset my mom. It's not like anything she needs to know about. And, you know, and eventually you get to the point as an adult where, you know, hey, wait a minute, my parents don't really need to know about that. It would just make them upset and it wouldn't help me. They're not going to be able to offer me, you know, even as a teenager, you could say, well, maybe they could offer me some wisdom and advice. But like once you get to be an adult, it's just like stupid because, you know, they're kind of past the point where they can advise you in any sort of practical sense. So all you're really just doing is giving them some sort of power and authority over you if you know, continue to do that. And this isn't like only in the Catholic Church. I mean, essentially Scientology, that's basically the essence of their religion, is like collecting dirt on people. You know, they just like save it up. That's what they do. And so then they have all this control because they know all this stuff about people, and then that's what makes people feel like they need to continue doing whatever because they've put themselves in that position, you know, the position that they were in, like with their parents or whatever, and so then they feel this sense of safety and this sense of, you know, I've got to do what these people say because I've just like told them everything. And I'm not sure how much I should say about this, but it's also true in psychology. It's the same thing. It's very dangerous, and yeah, it is, because when you put somebody in a position of authority over you, it can really mess you up, because a lot of these people don't really deserve that kind of authority over you because they don't really have any wisdom to share with you, and even if they do, the wisdom might actually be detrimental to you. But because of the psychological experience of confession, you may just take that advice because you're seeing it like, yeah, my mom told me, you know, like from a small child that, yeah, you know, that's a good thing, and you're just putting yourself back into that. So that's where it can be really dangerous. That doesn't mean it doesn't have some usages, but you know, it's a type of situation that you just need to be aware of in cults and religions.